What is up, chaps, and welcome back to another brand new video. Today, this is episode number 10, I believe. We're exactly halfway through the year, if I'm not mistaken. We are here for the Belgium Grand Prix. Looking forward to this race. I think we're another solid chance of getting or scoring a good result here. Probably not a point, but hopefully somewhere near the points. We're at a stage where we can add an additional sponsor because we're at Team Acclaim level 10. We are at the point where we can add an additional sponsor to the car. This one I actually took a bit of time with this, but I've decided to go for Zanetto, which is answer two questions at a press interview. So that's easy enough because I don't think we've necessarily had the car to do anything else. But, however, we did have an energy recovery system upgrade fail. That's another upgrade that it's frustrating. You know, these kind of upgrades, they just frustrate the living crap out of me. We can get that on the car for the Dutch Grand Prix, example. Finally get that out of my mind. Apparently we can't even get that on for Belgium still. So, and because we've still got the mid-season break still to come. So that is incredibly frustrating that we can't even get that on the car for Belgium. That's actually very frustrating. So what I think I'm going to do is I wanted to not do the energy recovery system because I was waiting to see if we could do a energy or drag reduction upgrade, but apparently we can't even do that because we're at the department capacity has been reached for aero. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a fabrication upgrade for the aero. So now we could do more than one upgrade. I think we could do up to two upgrades for aero. So that's something that I'm happy to do. However, what do you have? 1.5 mil, whatever. So that's something that we can do. Yeah, 1.5, and we're also going to do a quality control for durability. Wasn't actually too sure about durability. Just going back and watching this, because we've still got to save a bit of cash to, to be able to sign Christian if he's able to, keep his spot in the team, whatnot. So. That's something that's I've been thinking towards and just getting on with it. I think there was a tyre wear upgrade that got on the car for Belgium. Belgium isn't really much of a tyre wear track in my mind, but any form of tyre wear upgrades would be really good. I probably should have saved that for Hungary, I suppose. But yeah, whatever that was, we decided to increase the team acclaim. I'm not too worried about the cash this time, but as we go into the weekend, we get this. Wow, we are now the slowest car in the field. How on earth does that work out? Oh, I'll tell you why. The amount of upgrades that have failed on us. There's your answer. Well, I don't like these upgrades failing, but we're just going to have to deal with it for a little while longer. And it's frustrating that, we can't even get these upgrades on, like, at the tracks that...
You need to pit in. Your DRS is stuck open. We need you to pit for repairs.
Well, this is something that that was very, very surprising. Our DRS is stuck open. As you can see, yep, right there. So that was actually very unreal. So we actually had our DRS stuck open for the rest of the race run, and apparently when we got back in, they managed to repair it. So I'm thinking, imagine if that was on a qualifying lap. Imagine if this was in qualifying. That would have been so awesome. But it didn't happen. I wasn't expecting it to anyway. So, getting through practice, everything done and dusted, nice and cleanly, apart from the DRS failure. We actually lost quite a bit of our driver acclaim because apparently we lost out to the rivalry.
I see you've been skipping a lot of practice sessions lately. Keep in mind that practice is useful to get used to the track, improve the car setups, and also helps us gather data for car development. Make sure you don't jeopardize your results by taking these sessions too lightly.
Whoa, Pierre, if you haven't been noticing, I haven't been skipping too much practice sessions. I mean, I've done what I needed to do, but to have a go at me like that for missing practice, what is that? I'm trying to save the car as much as I can, save the wear in the engine. Wow, give me an eye on what I'm doing, mate. No other upgrades that I can think of, or probably too expensive anyway, so let's go to qualifying. Here we go then for qualifying for the Belgium Grand Prix. Unfortunately, we didn't have the DRS fault, so that would have been lovely to have, especially in the first and third sector. Not so much in the middle sector, because that's where all the downforce is required, especially through the fast left-hander, which all the downforce is required. So, going into this one, as we bottle the car or bottle the lap, and we do a beautiful 360, not the 360 for the ages, but it was a decent recovery. So going into this session, I'm not really expecting to get out of Q1. I'm hoping to get myself off the bottom at least, but however, this is on the second lap, and I did this run because I wanted to see, how much more time we could gain. So I didn't finish the lap because I wanted to come in for a fresh set of soft compound tyres, which we literally only had just enough time to do. If I just went out regularly, like I just press A, drive out, or head out and just go on a flying lap, I wouldn't even get to the line, because that way is pretty ridiculous. You waste yourself quite a bit of time. So driving out is literally the easiest way for me to go about things, because I can save the energy in the tyres. And so we weren't quite as fast in the first sector, or I didn't see how much we were because I was just too busy talking. But this is where we gain all the time, because on this straight I didn't use I was actually saving up a lot of my battery for the second run. So this is where we're going to continuously gain all the time. As long as we're smooth through here, this is where I'm not very smooth all the time. However, I was on that occasion. I just need to nail the bus stop chicane. Probably went in a little bit too deep, probably left a little bit on the table there. Straight run to the line in the quickest way. Where does it put us? P18. Not too shabby. 5/10 off the pace. That's probably the best I could have done. Maybe if we found a little bit more time, maybe we could have been literally just behind George. But other than that, I didn't see any other way of finding that time. I reckon that lap was probably the best I could have done. So we're P18 for the race. I don't fancy using the hard, because I don't think the hard is just the tyre you really want, because it is a long track and they're just not going to phase in that well. So let's go to the race.
We're in Belgium once again for today's round of the Formula One World Championship. It's a race the great Ayrton Senna won 6 times, and in 2019, Charles Leclerc became the first driver to take their maiden win here since Michael Schumacher in 1992. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Young superstar Max Verstappen starts from pole position, and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Bottas, Perez, Lando Norris and Ricciardo, Leclerc, Sainz, Gasly and Fernando Alonso, Vettel, Tsunoda, Esteban Ocon and Stroll, Raikkonen, Russell, Skip and Mick Schumacher, Latifi, Mazepin, Giovinazzi, they'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty, and Christian Lundgaard.
Okay, so getting promoted up one spot, not too bad. Probably won't do us any other favours in the race, but soft to medium race, expecting a little bit of rain towards the end, so that'll throw a spanner into the works. Well, we'll see how we go as we get ready for 5 red lights for the Belgium Grand Prix, and we are go. Not a bad of a start. In fact, a really good start. We can say probably the best start I've had all season so far. We dive bomb as much people as we can, because the more track position we can gain, the better it will be for us. However, we are well and truly behind everyone, well, not exactly everyone, in the performance index, but we do have the 3rd or 4th best engine in the field, so hopefully that can give us something in the race. So let's just see what happens here. Going into the end of the first sector, we get dive bomb by, was that Stroll or Raikkonen, and we only just hold on momentarily. So, eventful first lap. I think we're going to hold off for P14 at the moment. It's going to be important to stay with this group of cars as long as we can. However, I don't think I can see that happening for very long. Moving forward, just trying to stay with these guys as close as I can. I didn't want to use too much of my battery. Just trying to stay with these guys, because we are going to have a dive bomb on Ocon. Well, we thought about it, but it didn't work out. And Stroll gives us a nice little hello, how are you, mate? And, well, personally, we didn't even see him coming, so that's lovely. So now we are outside of 1 second, but we should be able to gain all of that time back, because the train of cars into a hairpin doesn't really work out, and being a nice gap, we can brake as late as we want and use that to catch up to the group of cars. So that didn't last long. So now it's just about driving to the best mobility. I keep saying this, but that's basically what I'm just trying to do now, and just ignoring the guys behind me and just trying to stay with the group of cars in front by not using too much of my battery. However, I probably left that a little too late, because now we are side by side with Lance Stroll. Gotta try and hold this round the outside. We turned in a little too late. We've given him a nice little tap saying, hello mate, how you going? A little bit of a revenge for what he did to us. We're not going to give him any space on the exit whatsoever. Probably should have just let him have that position, but however, now that with the DRS open and us using a lot of our battery, he doesn't quite get close enough. So now we move on. Now that DRS has been enabled, staying with the group of cars is going to make things even harder, which is absolutely lovely. Nice little tank slapper as well out of the last corner, the bus stop chicane, and that was a very ordinary run up through Eau Rouge, and that just means that, you know, I still think that the rear downforce is probably the weakest on this car, in all honesty. It's either that or we barely have any weight reduction upgrades. I think that's something that we probably could focus on a little bit as well. Rear downforce, or trying to make the downforce upgrades as even as possible. As some was going side by side through Eau Rouge. It was Vettel and Fernando Alonso. They went side by side up through Eau Rouge, and I think both of them will get DRS, because Vettel was within 1 second of the next car, but Ocon is going to have a look at all three of them down the inside at turn 7. I've lost track of the corners. However, Ocon is going to get them both. That is an awesome double overtake. However, they're still side by side, and Fernando is going to try and hold this around the outside. There's nothing Vettel can do to try and snatch the position back from the 2 Alpines, and Fernando does have the inside, and he will have the inside for the fast left-hander here, and he should be able to hold on to the position. Wow, that was an awesome bit of racing right there. So, and while all that was happening, we are now getting overtaken by Raikkonen.
Don't panic just yet, but we've seen a problem at our end. We're looking into it.
Well, that's just lovely. Getting overtaken by Raikkonen, and we've got a radio from Jeff saying that we've potentially got a problem. So that is just absolutely lovely, and looks like he's about to come back with some news.
It's not good news, I'm afraid. Seems like an engine issue. The issue seems to be fixed, but we will keep monitoring it our end.
that is almost the same message that he told us at Monaco. We have an issue, but it seems to have resolved itself. Now we are side by side with George Russell. We just about keep him bound off the track limits. Even though with track limits on regular, I'm still even obeying to the rules, even though limited rules is on. We gave George no space, and well, we have just taken him out. Sorry, mate, but I'm on a bit of a mission here to try and stay in front. In the meantime, I think this is George on his way back. No, it's Nick Latifi. I can just see the number on the rear of the car, and he gets past Mick Schumacher, and I think that's my teammates in behind this train. Wow, I'm surprised that Christian hasn't even gained a position yet. Charles Leclerc in for his first pit stop, and hopefully he's he's going on to another set of softs. I don't understand why you would even go onto another set of softs. One stop would be literally the easiest way to go in this scenario. Anyways, because I just don't think the hards would even be a good tire to race on come the last 2 laps or so. Anyway, we're getting overtaken by Latifi, but as you guys know, I don't like to give up a fight that easily, so we dive bomb Latifi and we hold on for P15 at the moment. I reckon this is probably as far as we're going to go, unless, something dramatic happens, which I don't think it will. But however, we are now side by side with Latifi again through the fast left-hander. Got quite a few fast left-handers on this track, but we hold on to his inside for the time being, and can we hold the position? We give him a little bit more space compared to the others, and we somehow get DRS. Amazing. A few other cars are in the pits now. Alonso and Sainz, I think it was, who came into the pit lane. And now Leclerc, who pitted earlier, is already behind us, and he will have to be patient for a little while longer. That was a pretty ordinary run through there. Into the bus stop chicane now. This is actually our pit window, so we're going to box this lap for a set of intermediate tyres, and hopefully, if the rain pisses off, we can take the mediums to the end of the race. So now this is the phase where we are going to get a little bit more pace on the mediums, because as we get deeper into the race, the car gets lighter and the track gets a little bit grippier, but not too much. What's this stop? 2.1 seconds. That is an awesome stop. Well done, CG Motorsport boys, for the nice 2-second stop. And now Sonoda, we are looking at right now, is having a look at my teammate, I believe, who hasn't stopped yet. Boy, did he have to brake. And he now gets up the inside of Christian into the Lakecombe chicane, I think it is. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. And Christian is now into the pit lane for a set of medium compound tyres. He should be able to take those to the end of the race. So Christian, he's got the strategies right, but I don't think he's been really getting the results like a lot of us were probably thinking. I'm just looking at the skies, and they're starting to get a little bit ugly at this stage. And now we are on board with Raikkonen, who is on much fresher mediums, or not much, but 1 lap fresh.
Okay, there appears to be an issue. We're currently investigating.
Wow, just interrupt me in the middle of while I'm talking. And Raikkonen has a look at us at the bus stop chicane. We hold him off for a little while longer. However, it's Giovinazzi. Oops, Raikkonen is in front of us. He's on hard compound tyres. It's Giovinazzi who is around the outside of us, but we outbroke ourselves, and he gets the position. So as I was saying, more bad news on the way, and
okay, we have a severe engine issue. Find a safe space to retire or return to the pits.
F***'s sake. Why? Why did these fellows have to come back right now? And we're exactly halfway through the race. Oh, we had such a good run, and I'm looking at the overtake button. Maybe it's the energy store that has gave up on us, because if you look at the overtake button, it's basically shot. It's stuck at 51%, and if you guys remember from some of the practice sessions in some of the older videos, I've been using old components, and that is what the energy store looks like when it's at a critical point. Well, another DNF for us.
So as they climb out of the car, the Red Bull team are ready and waiting to celebrate a thoroughly well-deserved win. Talk to me, Ants. What was it that set them apart from the competition today?
Well, this was a real team victory. They put together a solid strategy today that appeared well suited to the conditions out on track. The driver did everything that was expected of them in the moment to really execute the team's plan to perfection, a shining example of how F1 really is a team sport.
Red Bull put up an outstanding fight for the front position today, and it's great to see it paid off for them. They do so much for the sport that you can't help but be delighted by today's race win.
Well, someone needs to start getting hold of these Red Bulls because things are getting pretty out of control. Max extends his lead of the championship to what I don't even know at this rate, because the amount of wins he's had and how quickly the Red Bulls are getting away. So this is going to be quite a miracle if anyone else is going to beat Max in the second half of the championship. For us, however, not a good day. Christian didn't even get himself even above 20th. Even with the worst car, I understand that, but at the same time, question marks are in my head at the moment of what is going to happen next. Still 7th in the Constructors' Championship. I don't know how that's happened, but we've got a long way to go if we are going to get ourselves anywhere at this rate, because with the amount of upgrades failing on us, it's not a good look and it's not a good feeling. I can tell you that right now. And having Fernando Alonso as my rival, I don't know why I even chose him, because I was only given limited amount of choices in the rivalry stance, so that is absolutely lovely. Level 11 in Team Acclaim, not too bad. Well, anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video. Well, I hope you did anyway. Subscribe to the channel if you need to see plenty more F1 and racing game content. I'll reveal which part failed in the next episode. But until then guys, I'll catch you next time.